Lily&Elly. Today I'm going to read you a story. Boom! Reading age level EA. Are you ready? Yeah! There was once a beautiful flower which grew under the window of a big house, and a little girl who loved it. Every morning on her way to school with her brother, the little girl would visit the flower. Very big flower. Beautiful. She would look at these beautiful petals, drink in its sweet smell, and wonder at the smoothness its leaves and their color and shape. Good morning, beautiful flower, she would say. I think you're wonderful. Thank you for being for us. I love you. And she would go to school happy. One morning, the man living in the big house woke up early and heard someone talking to his flower. He looked out of his window and saw the girl. How dare you talk to my flower? He shouted. Go away and never come near my flower again. The little girl and her brother didn't like being shouted at, so they went to school another way. The next day, when the sun rose, the flower did not open, and every day after that, it stayed tight shut. The man was furious and sent for his gardener. What is the matter with my flower? He demanded. Is it getting enough water? Yes, said the gardener. Is it getting enough water? Yes, said the gardener. I watered it every morning and evening. Well, you're obviously not doing it properly, said the man crossly. I can see I am just going to have to do it myself. And so every morning he got up and watered the flower, and every evening before they went to bed he watered the flower, but it still refused to open. Didn't open, so sad. Maybe it needs more shade, said the man. The sun is very hot in the middle of the day. I have sure made it plenty of shade, said the gardener. But the man said, well, you're obviously not doing it properly. I can see I am going to have to do it myself. So every day when the sun was at its highest, he took an umbrella and shaded the flower from the heat, but it still didn't open. Still, he watered the flower in the morning and shaded it from the midday sun and watered it again before he went to bed. The man began to talk. He told it how wonderful he was, how lucky he was to be his flower, and how important his job was, but it still didn't open. In more trying to fall, he told it all about his problems and busy he was at the fact that nobody liked him. He complained about how his gardener would rubbish, how if he didn't do anything, nothing got done properly, and how lonely he felt. He ordered it to bloom for him to cheer him up. The unhappy man called the gardener to him. Before you say anything, said the gardener, I don't know what the matter is. All I know is that the flower hasn't opened since you sent away the little schoolgirl who passed it every morning. What did she do that? I don't do, said the man crossly. Well, she used to talk to it every day, said the gardener. That can't be it, said the man. I talk to it every morning at midday and before I go to bed, and what I can say must be much better than anything a little girl could say. The man thought and thought. I can see I'm going to have asked the child to come back. Maybe she has some magic words which the flower bloom. So he went to school gate and waited for the little girl and her brother to arrive. My flower stopped blooming after you left, said the man to the little girl. Poor flower, said the little girl. I watered it, sheltered it, and walked it to it, and talked to it every day, but it still won't open, and a tear rolled down his cheek. What do you say to it? Asked the little girl, and her brother passed the man's hanky. Well, said the man, blowing his nose, I tell it how important I am, and how lucky it is to be in my garden. I tell it how miserable I am. I'm horrible to everyone else. I order the bloom to cheer me up, but it doesn't work. Well, said the little girl, why don't you tell it how wonderful it is? Thank you for being there and how much you love it. That's what I always did. So the man ran home to his flower and said, You are wonderful. And he said the word. He realized for this first time to how truly wonderful the flower was. I'm so lucky you grow in my garden, he said. And as he said in the release, truly lucky he was, and how he hadn't ever really looked at his flower properly, and how much he longed to see in all its perfume again. I love you so much, said the man at last, and as he said, it's his own heart filled with love. It's trying to grow. And the flower bloomed.